Hi, New Mexico. This video is for your Pick 3 tic-tac-toe method, L-shaped. For your state, it seems to like Fridays for this. If you are new here, basically what I do is I go back about a month, and what I'm looking for is, like on Fridays, for example, I'm taking that day, and then whatever number hit, I'm taking the past 3 days, and then we're adding up the total. You'll use Lotto Math to do that. And then from there, I'm putting them into like a tic-tac-toe box. And then in this series, what I do is I make them into an L shape. Towards the end of the video, I'll be sharing the numbers I think may hit in the next 7 days based on what we're about to cover. All right, so here we go. On April 4th, 2025, the 456 hit, and then 151, 149, 612 was before that. To get to the 258, you did that with adding up the third column, so that 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 9 is 16, and then plus 2 is 18. You're going to keep the 8, and then 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And then plus 1 is 15, keep the 5. And then 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, and then plus 6 is 12, so keep the 2. You're going to put that into a tic-tac-toe box, like I did there. You're going to circle the 2, the 5, and the 8, and then you're going to add 1 to the 2 on the bottom, so that's 3. You're going to put that to the left of the 2. You're going to put the 3 on top of the 2 there. You're going to add 1, that's 4, and then add 1 to the 4, which is 5, and that goes to the left. You're going to mirror the 7, or mirror the 2 rather, that's 7, and then add 1 to the 7, which is 8. And then from there, the numbers that hit in the next 7 days was 582, 537, and 358. All right, and then on April 11, 2025, the numbers that hit were 975, 486, 741, 539. Adding those up, you get 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 2, plus 7 is 19. Going to keep the 9. The middle column is 7 plus 8, which is 15. Plus 9 is 9, or not 9. Plus 4 is 19. And then plus 3 is 22. Keep the 2. And then you have 9 plus 4 is 13. Plus 7 is 20. Plus 5 is 25. You're going to keep the 5. You're going to make them into a box. And then you're going to add 1 to the 5 on the bottom there. That's 6. You're going to put the 6 to the left of the 5 and 6 to the top of the 5. Plus 1 is 7. And then plus 1 is 8. So that would be to the left of the 7 there. You're going to mirror the 5, which is 0, and then add 1 to the 0, which is 1. And then from there, the next 7 days, the numbers that hit were 629 and 275. All right, and then for the rest of the video, I'm just going to run through some of the examples, but I'm not going to go through like the whole adding and setting up the box. So on April 18, 2025, the number that hit was 724. And then 115 hit, 435 hit, 135 hit. You're going to set up the box like I already shown. And then on this particular week, you were not able to get any hits off of this box. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. So on to the next, April 25th, 2025. The numbers that hit were 176, 095, 454. Or that's not right, sorry, that's the box. So 539 hit, 002 hit, 650 hit, 360 hit, that's 441. I'm going to put that 441 into that box. And then the numbers that hit in the next 7 days were 965, 609, 479. On May 2nd, 2025, the numbers that hit were 144, 479, 609, 965. And the box was 770. And then I set up your box like I've already shown. The numbers that hit were 729 and 797 in the next 7 days. And then on this next part, it's just showing you the numbers I think may hit in the next 7 days for the pick 3 based on what we covered in the video. And we'll get to that in just a second. So the numbers that hit were 329, that hit yesterday. So the number that hit was 329. And then from there, the 208 hit before that. And then 729, 864. If you add that up, that's 000. And then when you put them into the box, the numbers I think may hit in the next 7 days is 300, 060, 000, 315, 210, 130, 100, 110, 020, 613, 203, 621, 521, 265, 035. And then one thing, don't forget, it is a little bit tough to get doubles from this method. So always use the opposite double. So for example, if you do play like 300, make sure you do also play 330. And then one thing I do want to mention also is I would be very tempted to play that 000 for a little bit. So just to give you a heads up on that. I would probably, if it was me, I would probably do like multiplay for however long your state allows that. And then I would probably give it, I don't know, I would probably give it about 21 days personally, like if you're able to budget that. And then just look at some of the prizes too, if the 000 hits. I know I'm not advocating this, but if you can afford it, I know in my state, if you're playing like a $5 play there, I want to say the 000 will give you like the amount won is like $25,000, but of course, do not do that if, it's not within the budget. I would probably only play it that way for a couple days personally, just that's what I would be comfortable with. But just something I wanted to mention. Okay, New Mexico, that is it. If you do have any questions or comments, just let me know in that comment section.